Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Dominions, turn 33 is what I'm pretty sure it is. It will be right in the description. Alright, I'm going to try and move faster in these turns with all the just rebuilding, reclaiming, and all that jazz. I'm not actually going to be at war per se for a little while. But I'll still try and describe to you strategies, ideas, show you messages if I can remember them, give you an idea of my research paths and such. After basically about a month of this game, I have been learning a number of things. You will see some of the comments in my past videos or descriptions as I've been narrating them that have led me to change my strategies, come up with new ideas over the course of this game. Like I've mentioned repeatedly and will continue to mention, this was my first multiplayer game ever, and so I knew a bunch going in as to how to fight the AI, various strategies, builds, things like that, but against players, things get really different. So let's get right into it. I researched construction, and I am going to construction 4 next. Niflheim is AI and still, doing things for themselves. Lives in some crippled guys. I have no problem with PD. This army is not going to have any problem with PD. Let's take a look real quick just to see what my basic setup is. These guys are front and center, followed by all of the rest of my sacreds behind them. Now my prophet is not here, so they're just getting blessed as many as I can at a time. I will show you where my prophet is in a second. And these guys are in the back because they don't really need to be killed off by being in the front. They're just very, 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 very weak. Now I'm already starting to build up an idea of blessing my troops and my armies with buffers and things like that. All of my astrals are going to be able to cast luck, cheat fate, which I think is the area 1 square effect of that, and then things like body ethereal over time. Otherwise, they're just doing mind burn, paralyze. I think they are all still scripted to paralyze because I was just fighting a bunch of giants, so that's what they're going to be doing. Doesn't really matter against PD. And then this was me raiding Hinam because at the time, like I said, that my timing was a little off in describing to you my strategy, but at the time I was still considering myself to be at war with them. I took this province, and one more. Nope, just this me sieging him, and obviously one monkey is not going to do a whole lot to siege that. So yeah, I'm just leaving. He's sneaking to the throne again, because like I said, I just keep a guy on the throne in order to see if anybody claimed it and what they claim it with. And he's sneaking away, and he can have those provinces back. But like I said before, and we'll continue again, put PD in your provinces, guys. At least one. At least one. This would not have happened if there was one PD on the fort. Heck, you could patrol with like a barbarian commander or something like that, and this would not happen. Let's see. Speaking of barbarian commander, I will at some point recruit one here, so that, because this was a barbarian throne, and so that's a spoilers, and I'll use him to build the palisade because I moved these guys here, but not to build a palisade because that would be a waste with a prophet, but to claim the throne, which I did forget that at the time. I had not even claimed this throne. I was kind of busy with Hinam invading me. So this is the throne of the first age, the first throne that I've gotten. First age, first throne, great. I guess me having this means I should win the first age. Yay! Just kidding. This is very important because I misread this and misunderstand what it does. It says increases magic. What this means is increases magic in the province. There is a throne. If we will look at here, sorry about the badonks going on with the Discord type. Other people are talking with me probably about other games. This is what I'm talking about. Dominion gets +1 magic. That is completely different from increases magic, and I thought this was going to be much better than it was. Even blessed troops get magic resistance +1 is meh for me. Spreads Dominion is great though, because my Dominion is severely lacking. It's starting to fade on the edges here of all the land that I lost. This is gone, this is gone, this is gone. Those were all places that I had Dominion, and of course I haven't been able to push past here. Now this is very important. You remember he moved on here last turn, and he's still here this turn. He could have gone here, he could have gone here, he could have gone here, or here, or here, and he didn't. Now, this could mean a number of things. This could mean he's building a fort, this could mean he's waiting for reinforcements, this could mean all sorts of different things. But it means none of those things. What this means is that has staled, and will continue to stale because during this game, at this point, he sends some messages to us in the Steam channel where we created the game and said that he's got a lot of stuff at work. That's kind of him that he actually sent us a message like that, but he does not then actually do anything with that and then continues to stale. So at the time I was recording these videos, the turn coming every 24 hours. So we were doing one turn a day, and it was actually pairing up very well with my whole do one video a day. Now we're actually getting to a lot more turns a day. Well, not really, because the turns are pretty elaborate, and I'm the one who's slowing him down by trying to keep track of everything. Honestly, sorry about that. But yeah, he started staling, and he didn't set himself to AI, and it turns out that our host, if I recall correctly, was actually Niflheim. And so when he went AI, there was nobody to set him AI. So he just kind of staled for like a week or two, and you'll see this a lot here. TNG tries to do something about it, but he was pretty well scripted with this army and did pretty well for himself. Again, spoilers, but I don't think this is gonna be a huge deal whether we know about that or not. I do move my scout on there to be like, hey, what's up with that? And we'll just watch and see what happens there. So yeah, he's gonna sneak an attack with a bunch of monkeys into this province, and we'll see if I can take that. If he put 1 PD in there, this would be alright. If there's more than 1 PD, probably not going to go so great for me. That's okay. There's no immediate rush for this, and I'll tell you why. Let's take a look at the message I sent to TNG. This is a pretty long message. You guys can read it so that you get a better picture of it. I'm not going to read it verbatim for you. You can. I trust your ability to read. Essentially, what it means, what the most important part of it is that this is the 15-month ceasefire. So, if I understand time correctly in Dominions, every month is essentially one of the phases of the season. So early, mid, and late are each one of the months. So there are 3 months per season, 4 seasons per year, therefore 12 months per year. So essentially, if we have a 15-month if I have a 15-month ceasefire with Hinnom, Helheim, and Airmore, then that means in a little over a year we are free to attack one another outside of the domain of where we've agreed are the borders. So I'm taking this back, I'm taking this back, I'm taking this back, and that's it. That's all I get based on the treaty agreed with between me and Hinnom, who was the lead negotiator with me directly. So and if I exceed those boundaries with any of the 3 of them, then all of them are able to attack me in retaliation. So I guess I start planning to attack Yomi, in part because he's the only person I can attack. I I could attack Tianchi, but he's been my ally. I could attack but this army is a little too big for me to voluntarily want to throw my troops at. So I'd probably want to take on Small Fry instead. One of my personal failings that I consider a personal failing, is that Yomi and I did have a non-aggression pact with messages from very early on in the game. I had a non-aggression pact with basically everyone until I moved all the way out here, and then I stopped talking with people. And I never officially actually said to Yomi that I would attack him. That is a personal failure on my part. I do regret that. That is what is going to happen over time. So that's unfortunate. But like I said, I am learning things about how to play with other people, how to be a courteous neighbor, how to not be a dick in games when you're, planning your strategies, and sometimes things fell through the cracks. So here's my research. This is kind of important because I've changed up a number of things to stop going for late conjuration. This is essentially late game conjuration that I should really be striving to get later on. My research is getting to be sort of decent. It's still horrendous for 30 turns into the game, but what you gonna do? I'll finish construction. Construction will open up thistle maces, which will allow me to do a lot more with my nature and outside of my pretender, and then probably other things too. I don't remember off the crystal coins, I think, for Astral Booster, because I only have Astral 4, so yeah, there's that. And then Alteration 5. Alteration 5, can't show you that, gives me the all-important Mother Oak, which is a basic strategy that I now know is a basic strategy for Kailasa in general, because you can get high nature with a pretender pretty easily, and then there are tons of nature summons that you can get with Kailasa once you get, like I said, Construction 4, Thistle Maces, and things like that. But even before you get Thistle Maces, you can do a bunch of stuff like that. So that's just good common sense. Especially in this game, there are no competitors for me and nature. Hinam has very little, if any, nature. Helheim has no nature. Niflheim did have nature, but he's, AI now. Yomi has no nature. Has, I don't know. TNG and Airmore, don't think so. So, with this pretender, I'm going to go pretty unopposed by getting Mother Oak and just throwing it up, and that'll give me a huge boost to my income for nature gems, and then I can be summoning a lot of things. One of the important things that I can do a lot more of are Yakshas with him, and more Yakshinis if I ever get some, especially once I get the nature 2. So this is a water random, but if I get a nature random Yakshini, I can be summoning more Yakshinis with Yakshinis for 25 nature gems apiece. So that'll really get my research up, that'll get my powerhouse mages up, and open up a lot of things for me. Alright, that's enough of that. I can get into more strategies later on. People have stopped buying mercenaries, that's fine, whatever. So yeah, we'll cut it here. If I left anything out, sorry about that. But hopefully I'll get to it next turn